Spotting your shadow self comes with brutally honest awareness. Here's a time I spotted mine. I was celebrating the summer solstice with a group of about 30 of us dancing around this nighttime fire with these virtuoso level drummers really going for it. And there's this beautiful woman who I talked to a few times, sensual dancing by the fire in the middle of everyone, attracting a lot of attention to herself. And this thought popped into my head: I bet she's narcissistic, with this feeling of irritation. And then I thought, why did I think that? And I felt so embarrassed. Now, she may well have been narcissistic, but I've done enough shadow work to know that if there's an uncomfortable feeling present and thoughts like that, it's often a sign of the shadow self, and that I could be projecting, which is the first way to spot your shadow self. Projecting is when you put your own issues onto someone else. For example, it's when a person attributes his or her own thoughts or feelings or behaviors onto another person or group of people. So it occurs to me that it could be that I'm being narcissistic and projecting onto her, maybe. But I saw that I felt irritated at her because a shadow part of me was scared to be seen. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She simply wasn't scared to be confident and seen. I could see that a shadow part of me was afraid to be that confident and attract attention. Judgments from childhood were showing up, like people who attract too much attention are doing something wrong and taking everything for themselves. And I could see how I'd been acting in a box of what's acceptable and missing out on opportunities. So if you don't know, the shadow self is the parts of your personal self, whether personality traits, subconscious beliefs, thoughts, and emotions that you're currently unaware of. They're in the shadow. The shadow self is not the real you and is made of thoughts and feelings. Your true self is pure awareness. With shadow work, you can become aware of your shadow self and heal and integrate it so you can feel more peaceful and confident and authentic. So number 2 is a lack of confidence, or if you feel irritated or intimidated by the confidence of other people. When you lack confidence, what's really happening is you don't feel safe. When you do feel safe, you do more of what you want to do, knowing that your needs will be met. A lack of confidence can mean a shadow part of you doesn't feel safe, and you develop shadow behaviors in childhood or adolescence to compensate. And this shows up in your experience as anxiety, and behaving as an inauthentic, unconfident character that's not who you really are. Number 3 is getting triggered. If someone or something triggers anger, rage, worry, or anxiety within you, it can be a sign of your shadow self. For example, if you're triggered in your relationship or by money fears or health fears, the shadow self, it includes childhood trauma and fears passed down by parents or caregivers, like teachers and other role models. There's a saying in psychology that anger is a secondary emotion. And this means when we get angry, it's really because we fear something. For example, we may fear feeling emotional pain, and the anger is what we're conscious of, but it's a cover for the fearful thoughts or emotional pain in the shadow. Number 4 is a lack of boundaries. We don't set boundaries often because a shadow part is in fear. For example, fear of losing someone, fear of losing a friend, a lover, or fear of losing a sale. Maybe in this case, a shadow part of you needs to come out. Maybe you were taught in childhood that setting boundaries wasn't acceptable, and so you repressed that part of yourself, but now you need to start acting in an assertive way without the plague of fear. Number 5 is people pleasing. which is a combination of a lack of confidence and a lack of boundaries. When people-pleasing occurs, you try to manage the emotions of other people, and you're over-careful about what you say, and you fear how people might react. For example, you let people waste your time, or you don't leave a conversation when you really want to, and you listen on even though you want to be somewhere else. Number 6 is panic attacks, which are a potential sign of the shadow self, because panic attacks sometimes can be a result of suppressed thoughts and feelings. For example, I would have panic attacks because I didn't even realize I was worrying about things subconsciously. Frightening thoughts about my health and relationship were relegated out of my conscious mind and into the shadow until the pressure went beyond the threshold and exploded into a panic attack. Number 7 is in your dreams. For example, the shadow self includes repressed desires, and you may have dreams about acting them out. Or maybe you have a dream in which you get really angry or into extreme fits of rage. This is one that used to happen to me. I would dream that I am screaming at someone as absolutely loud as I can, and it feels like I'm gonna scream my own lungs out. But I'd never do that in real life. Repressed anger and repressed desires that come out in dreams is a sign of the shadow. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, here's a message from me about my personal coaching program for you. I'm Alex, and for the last several years in my practice, I've been helping people overcome anxiety, release stuck emotions, and find peace. And shadow work is actually one of the main tools I use when working with my clients in the program, and one of the most useful things that they learn to do themselves to achieve incredible results. And they've been healing stuck emotional pain and fears and becoming more confident and relaxed and authentic. And I've used shadow work processes myself to do the same. You can apply for a free one-to-one with me or one of my team to see if you'd be a good fit for the program over at speaktoalex.com. I hope this video helped. See you in the next one. Peace and blessings. Love you all. Peace.